Hi, I'm Maurice Gordon at Zurich Climate Week, and I'm very pleased to reflect on what has been a very energizing and deeply insightful session. I just led a discussion about understanding how we manage risk while building resilience and how we address the impacts of climate change. How do we measure it? How do we manage it? And how do we integrate that into capital allocation, into supply chain design, as well as long-term planning? How do we strengthen resilience, and how do we support long-term value creation? It was great. We had a keynote from Dr. Terence Thompson, who's our Chief Science Officer at the Climate Centre of Excellence. His work really demonstrates how rapidly climate intelligence is evolving and what it means for decision makers who need to navigate uncertainty with precision. The panel I hosted brought together three leaders working at the frontier of climate and finance. And together we explored how organizations can translate climate insights into real world action. So we discussed how investors can move from desk-based analysis to real investable opportunities, whether that be through long value chain transformation, whether that be through expanding investment pools or identifying competitive advantage at a climate stressed world. We looked at how risk modeling can unlock new markets, especially in early stage or those frontier economies, and also how banks are interacting or integrating physical risk into lending decisions from that balance sheet exposure to the data points that really truly matter. We also examined the role of high resolution climate data, not really as a theoretical exercise, but as a tool that's directly improving decision making. We had a really diverse panel, so the discussion also talked about collaboration across advanced economies, the private sector, governments, and emerging markets. Effective collaboration really requires shared data, interoperable tools, and common standards. And when these pieces come together, they can really create the foundation for resilience and investment at scale. We also explored what resilience looks like in practice, from agribusiness to global food systems to technology supply chains adaptability in modern stress. And one of the most important questions that we tackled was how organizations can respond as climate stress intensifies. Moderate stress has shown us that systems can adapt, but as compound events become more common, we must start to ask whether our systems can adapt gracefully at higher levels of disruption. So that means understanding more about overlapping risks, probabilities, likelihood, and then translating that into decision making and managing uncertainty with much more sophisticated modeling approaches. To wrap it up, we looked ahead, we looked beyond climate physical risk and explored the panel's development areas, which included water security, nature, biodiversity, human capital, and the development of public tools that really expand the reach of climate intelligence. So these are all areas that are going to shape the next wave of sustainability strategies and the next wave of opportunity. So today's conversation really reinforced that the simple truth, data-driven climate intelligence, is the foundation for resilience, for competitiveness, and for long-term value creation.